In this lesson, we'll continue to work on the headlights. So we've got this geometry that we copied, or duplicated before we finished work on this headlight area itself. So we can use this for the actual headlight and also for the headlight cover. So for the headlight, let's go ahead and extrude that back. Give it a little bit of thickness. Okay, it doesn't have to be too thick. And we'll go ahead and reverse those normals. Alright, let's go ahead and pick the front of the headlight. Let's give it a little bit of an interesting shape here. So let's go ahead and extrude that, scale that in. Okay, and let's say that this area out here we're going to use as sort of a ring of LEDs. So we'll keep that. I'll go ahead and extrude that again. Extrude it down into here. And let's scale it up a bit. But let's pull it out just slightly. And then extrude that in. Right in there. Okay, and then we'll add another edge loop right out here so that we get kind of a nice faceted look there. If we turn off our... So something kind of like that. And then we can come in and insert an edge loop in here. Alright, let's go ahead and copy these faces for our little ring of LEDs. Go ahead and take all of those faces and just duplicate those out. Duplicate face. Go ahead and pull those off of there. Alright. And let's also choose the entire front. So we'll go ahead and select the interior here. Let's go ahead and hit Shift, period, until we get all the way just to the front there. And let's also duplicate that. Okay, and we'll pull that off as well for our cover. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab this and let's shape it a little bit. Let's actually just scale it. And see if we scale it, that it's not going to be quite right, so we'll need to pull that off actually. So go ahead and select those, basically that whole interior section. Okay. And you can check the different axes, see what they'll get you. I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. I've got some points that I don't quite maybe have selected. There we go. And just something so that we can get the cover for our headlight. And I'll select this bridge all the way around here as well. All the way around. Okay, and that can be our headlight cover. Looks like we missed a point there. We're pulling that out. There we go. Pull that entire thing out, and also this. And then we'll turn that ring into kind of a ring of LEDs. And select all of those points and pull them out. Just kind of like that. Go ahead and extrude, or delete the history rather. Alright, I'm going to just pull this out a little bit more so that we can see what we're doing here. Go ahead and center that pivot. Let's go ahead and smooth this. So I'm going to go ahead and do a smooth, and let's go ahead and take off preserve geometry borders, and we'll just do a smooth. And let's change our divisions to 2. Alright. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is select some of these faces to be our little LEDs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and select all of these loops and just delete those. Okay, I'll select all these faces. And pull those back, give it some thickness. Okay, and then I'll turn off keep faces together. I'll do another extrude, and this time I'll scale that in. Okay, and we'll do another scale, and another one, and this one I'll pull straight out, and then again. Okay, so now I get something with these little lights on it, and I can add some resolution in here to hold that edge, and I can also delete the back edge if I want to. Alright, something kind of like that. Now this guy, let's say that we want to create a sort of a section and cut this apart. So let's go ahead and just select this. Okay, let's say we want to create cut a section out maybe right down here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete basically those edges. Okay, I'm going to also delete the back here. Just selecting all of these faces. All right, and so now let's decide basically where we want to cut this. So we'll say that we want to kind of cut that across right there. So let's go to the front view. And let's do a cut faces right across here. And then right across there. So that'll give us a little bit of geometry to be able to cut out. Let's go ahead and select that and delete it. And delete that as well. Same sort of thing there. Alright, now we just need to close this sort of area off. Okay, if you want to work with these separately, you can go up to mesh and separate them. That might be a little bit easier. Okay, and I'll just show you this this piece here. We can modify our topology here. Maybe bring this straight across, bring this straight across, and just kind of avoid the poles that we had going on there. Bring that straight down. Gives us a little bit cleaner geometry right there. Alright, then we can go ahead and take this edge, just that edge, and this edge, go ahead and do a bridge. Okay, and then we can start to add resolution in here where we need it. So we just want to kind of flatten this off. There's 3 right in there, and 3 right in there. Go ahead and select a border edge, and we'll do a fill, and now just connect those up. And you should have the right number to just kind of come right across and connect those up with your split polygon tool. Hit enter. Okay, and then you can come in here and add another edge loop right in here and kind of create that tightness right in there. Okay, so if we look at our other piece, and we just want to do the same thing there. Alright, and then once we have all these, we can just move them straight back into our headlight area. And you can layer that over the top. You can scale it down if you need to, and then put this over the top. And then you can just do the same thing, the exact same process we did down here with this guy. I wouldn't necessarily make the LEDs. I would just make maybe just the headlight, and you don't even have to cut it apart. Just make a shape that can go in there. So I'd use it for the headlight and also for the headlight cover. So if you want to have a little cover across there, you could do the same thing as well. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just put those into place, and then we're going to create some shapes that can go inside here, and also the main headlight cover itself to go on the outside of this entire headlight. So we'll go ahead, I'm going to finish that up, and then we'll come in the next lesson and continue to work on this headlight area.